Hello dear students, my name is Zhussubalina and I am a teacher at the Department of Modern Languages and Translation Studies. Let me introduce you a lecture on the discipline Key Concepts in Translation Studies. The theme of the lecture is Unit of Translation. So the questions we are going to discuss are: the first one is type of translation units. Second one, factors influencing the choice of translation unit. The third one is challenges in determining translation units. And the last one is case studies in translation units. So translation is a complex process that requires careful consideration of meaning at multiple levels. One fundamental concept in translation studies is the unit of translation. So the smallest segment of a text that carries meaning. The choice of translation units directly impacts the accuracy, coherence, and effectiveness of the final translated text. This lecture explores different types of translation units, their significance, theoretical approaches, challenges, and practical applications. A unit of translation is the minimal text segment that carries a complete idea and serves as a meaningful translation entity. It can be a single word, phrase, clause, sentence, or even a paragraph, depending on the text type, language pair, and translation goal. Identifying the correct unit ensures the preservation of meaning, style, and the function of the original text. Key aspects of unit of translation. So it varies depending on the context and purpose of translation. Second, different language structures, meaning differently, influencing unit selection. And the last one is translator must balance accuracy, fluency, and cultural appropriateness. Types of translation units. We need to remember that each of these levels plays a distinct role in conveying meaning effectively in translation. The first one is lexical unit, individual words and fixed expressions. So the second one is phrasal unit, so idioms, collocations, and set phrases. Next one is clause level unit, independent and dependent clauses. The fourth one is sentence level units, complete sentences functioning as a unit. Then paragraph level units, extended discourse segments ensuring coherence. The word as a unit of translation. At its simplest, a translation unit can be a single word. However, translating words in isolation often leads to ambiguity or incorrect meaning transfer. For example, the word table. So in Russian it has the meaning stol, but there is another meaning which means tablitsa. The same is about Kazakh. The first meaning of the word table in Kazakh is stil, and the next another meaning is kisti. This demonstrates that word-for-word translation does not always ensure accuracy. Let's talk about the phrase as a unit of translation. Phrases often function as distinct units due to their fixed meanings, especially in idiomatic expressions. For example, the idiom in English, kick the bucket, will be translated as сыграть в ящик, and in Kazakh it means qayta с полу. So there is another one which is give up, which means in Kazakh pas tartu. These examples illustrate how directed translation of phrases can distort meaning. Next one is clause as a unit of translation. Sometimes entire clause need to be translated as a unit due to syntactic and semantic dependencies. For example, although it was raining, they went out. In Russian, we will translate it as несмотря на дождь, они вышли. And in Kazakh, жаңбырға қарамастан, олар шығып кетті. Restructuring is often necessary due to grammatical differences. Sentence as a unit of translations. In many cases, sentences serve as a complete translation units, especially in formal and literary text. For example, he turned a deaf ear to the warnings. In Russian, should be translated as follows. Он пропустил предупреждение мимо ушей. And in Kazakh, all ескертулерге құлақ аспады. These translations maintain a figurative meaning while adapting to target language. The paragraph as a unit of translation. Longer texts such as academic, legal, and literary documents often require paragraph-level translation to maintain logical flow and coherence. A legal contract's paragraph may contain multiple interdependent clauses that require translation as a whole to preserve meaning and legality. So factors influencing the choice of translation unit. So the first is text type. So is it literary, legal, technical, or just journalistic text? The next one is language pair, structural and lexical differences between source and target languages. Then translation purpose, so literal or free translation. And the last one is cultural considerations, adjusting idioms and cultural references. Challenges we face in determining translation units. The first challenge usually translators face is polysemy, words with multiple meanings. This is the case when translators need to know at least 2 or 3 meanings of one word. And next one is idioms and fixed expressions. So it requires cultural adaptations. So idioms are also hard to translate. That is why we need to have a special dictionaries for translating idioms and always learn them by heart. Grammatical restructuring, so sentence structure differences. So we need to pay attention that from English into Kazakh, the sentence should be translated from the end. And cultural adaptation, adjusting metaphors and references. So we always need to find the equivalent in culture based on the nuances. Case study, literary translation, example from The Great Gatsby. So we beat on boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past. In Russian, the translation is given as follows. И мы все плывем вперед, как люди против течения, неустанно возвращаясь в прошлое. In Kazakh, it will sound as biz ағысқа қарсы жүріп, жүзіп өткенге қайта оралудамыз. Each translation captures the poetic nature while adapting to the target language. Case study in legal texts. For example, this agreement shall remain in force unless terminated by mutual consent. Настоящее соглашение остается в силе, если оно не будет расторгнуто по взаимному согласию. Бұл келісім өз күшінде қалады, егер екі жақтың келісіммен тоқтатылмаса. So this is Kazakh translation. Precision is crucial in legal context to avoid misinterpretation. Let's take technical text for example. Ensure the device is properly grounded before operation. So we can offer a Russian translation as follows. Перед эксплуатацией убедитесь, что устройство правильно заземлено. In Kazakh, құрылғыны пайдаланбас бұрын дұрыс жерге орнатылғанына көз жеткізіңіз. Technical terms require accuracy to avoid errors. So in this case, translators usually use special dictionaries for technical terminology. So understanding and selecting the appropriate unit of translation is essential for achieving accuracy, fluency, and cultural relevance in translation. Translators must be flexible in identifying units based on text type, language structure, and communicative intent. I hope my lecture was informative and interesting for you. Thank you for your attention.